Hey guys, if you just purchased the Equinox 800 or 600 and now you have to put it together and you're a little concerned about the process, have no fear. It only takes 5 minutes, and I'm going to take you through the step-by-step process on how to assemble your Equinox 800 or 600. The video starts right now. Alright, there you go guys. There is the Equinox 600 fully assembled. And I just realized one thing. I'm going to actually take this thing apart and put it back together on video to show you. Because I realized there might be some little catch-22 here that you may want to know about before you put this together, so you don't get caught like I did having to put it together twice. So I'm actually going to take this apart and show you how to assemble your Minelab Equinox 600. And this also goes for the 800 as well. So stay tuned. We're just getting started. Alright guys, if you notice I have all the pieces of the Equinox out of the box, and this is what you have to assemble in order to put the machine together. So it's really simple. It'll take you like 5 minutes, but I want to do it for you and show you how to do it in case you run into any issues. There is one little catch in here that I wanted to show you about the shaft and how to assemble it to the coil, because if you do it the wrong way, you have to do it again, because if it's not configured in the right position, then the upper shaft and your control box will not connect up the right way. So really simple, but let's just take 5 minutes and go through this. You've probably seen a million of these videos, but if you're new to the Equinox and you want to know how to set it up and you want to know how to put it together, this is the video for you. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get this thing set up. The first thing you're going to want to do is put all this stuff aside for a second. The control box, arm cuff. You're only going to need this screw or bolt, and you're going to need the lower connecting shaft. This is going to go onto your coil. We're going to start with that first. And here's the most important piece you need to know. You see this little button or little release thing in the bottom? You got to make sure that's on the right side when you put this coil on. Otherwise, your control box stuff will not fit on correctly. So just keep that in mind and do it the way I'm showing you. So if you put it in with the button to the top, meaning this way, that's incorrect. You want it on the bottom. So flip this over a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see this. Push this in gently and then line it up in the hole so you can see daylight. And all you do is unscrew one side of this. Pop your bolt through. If you have it lined up correctly, it should go right in without any issues like that. And then screw this on. Screw the nut on the other end. Now you want to screw it on tight, but you don't want to make it too tight. You want to have this shaft have the ability to flex up and down a little bit as you're hunting with it. Otherwise, if you make it too tight, you're going to break it off. Another recommendation I'll show you here in a second. So there's my shaft. It's flexible, it stays in place, it's not too tight. Alright guys, I want to redo this a little bit. One thing that wasn't clear in the video was I was referencing this button on the lower side of your lower shaft. If you can see that, hopefully you can see that. Let me double check. Nope, you can't. So, let me get a little closer. There you go. There's a little button. Make sure when you assemble your lower shaft of your coil, that this little button, this release button, is on the bottom facing down. So when you put your upper shaft on, it will align correctly with the control box. Otherwise, you're going to have to do it again. So just make sure that button is on the bottom facing down when you put it on the coil. Okay? The one thing you may want to look into getting, in addition to your 600 or 800, is these coil ears are very thin. And on my 800, a lot of people have had problems in the past with them breaking. My 800, I bought a coil stiffener, or I guess that's what you call them, that actually fits on and goes around the coil ears to kind of make them a little thicker, a little stronger. You can get these on eBay. There's a lot of places that have them. I think maybe Fort Bedford might carry them. Just reach out to them and find out for sure. But it's a good idea to get one. Otherwise, you might be swinging along and your coil ear breaks, and then you're kind of screwed. All right, now we're going to take the control box and we're going to attach the arm cuff to it. The arm cuff comes in two pieces, upper and lower, and you put it together with this one little screw right there. So what I like to do before even sizing it up, on the control box itself, you'll see there are 4 holes. You can just pick one of these holes and align it properly. I like the second one in for me personally, from the top of the arm cuff or from the top of the shaft here. And when you get it one of these holes, it will line up and snap into place. Push it down and make it pretty tight, and then take your bottom piece, do the same thing. You hear it click in, line it up to one of those holes, or the hole that you're in, and it'll line pretty straightforward. And then all you do is you take your little screw and you run it through the bottom and attach it. And that's all you do to put your arm cuff on. All right, now that you have that, you have one step to go, and that's taking the upper shaft and putting it on your coil shaft or lower shaft. You can do this one or two ways. I like to assemble it on the control box first. So like I said, you have one hole on the bottom, and if you didn't put this on correctly, your lower shaft, this isn't going to work. So hopefully you did it right. But you're going to put this in here. You're going to push this button in a little bit so it goes through the shaft clamp, and you're going to hear it lock into place like it did right here. Now just give this a little twist towards you, and now you're snug. And now all you got to do is put on your coil, your lower shaft, and the same applies. Now, because you have your release button on the bottom, it should line up to one of these holes. If it doesn't, then you put it on wrong. So you just sneak it in there. On the bottom, you feel that release button, push it in so you can get it through the clamp, and then here, line it to one of the holes. Like right now, it's all the way up here, and then give it a little twist to make it tight. You can adjust it later. And then the only thing left to do is to connect our coil to the control box. Now the most important the one thing you can do, you make sure you need to do, is wrap your coil over the lower shaft first, not under it. Make sure it comes over the shaft, and just keep wrapping it around. You don't want to make it really tight. You don't want to make it really loose either. Now I have this adjusted, really short right now, so I'm going to readjust it later. But you want to have enough give so that when you stretch it out or you adjust the shaft out for your height, you have enough give in the coil wire. So right now I'm going to put this into the connector. It only goes in one way, and you'll feel it. Once it goes in, you screw it on and make it tight. And that's it. Your Equinox 600 or 800 is now put together and ready to be used. Hey guys, one thing I wanted to mention about the screen protectors, and you can see on my 800 I have the US or the English screen protector on. It kind of molds around the buttons. Well, if you want, you only get one English version in your pack. But if you want to make another screen protector out of the pack that you have, you get a whole bunch of these with different languages on the bottom. What you want to do to keep to have multiple screen protectors is all you're going to do is take one of these and literally cut off the bottom, and you have the whole rest of the screen protector to replace the one you have right now. So you got, I don't know, many screen protectors here that you can take and just cut off the bottom, and then you are good to go. You'll have all these extra screen protectors laying around, and then you don't have to worry about jacking up your screen. Just want to throw that out there. Hey guys, if you're interested in one of these Equinox, either the 800 or 600, I recommend reaching out to Fort Bedford Metal Detectors. You should see their banner come up here in a second. If not, you're already seeing it. But reach out, ask for Keith, let them know you're interested in one of these machines, the 600 or 800, and tell them the Mental Metal channel sent you. Alright guys, that's it for me. Hope you got something out of this video. If you didn't, sorry about that. If you did, great. I know there's a gazillion videos out there on the Equinox. It's been around a while now. But, hey, you haven't seen my take on the Equinox installation or assembly. So now you do. And if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and share with all your friends. All right? Until next time, see ya! Another mental note.